It's a t-shirt and flip-flops, and it was like still like pretty cold, so I had to like run in, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and they're like, "Well, this is AJ," and Benedetti hasn't met me before. She's like, "So I see that you have a good relationship with the others, but I don't know you." No. But then through my interaction with her, she was like, "Okay, I could see why." But it was no excuse. Father Frank, like, I think after the interview, when we were having dinner, he's like, "Come on, man. Like you could at least try. You live upstairs." I'm like, "Father Frank, I was already late. I didn't want you to wait." He's like, "Yo, come on, man." Oh, so for those that don't know me, I sometimes I get stiff when I have to dress up. So like at best you see me at like a button up.
Yeah, why is that?
I just don't know. Like it sometimes it feels like constricting.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I guess I just haven't found like a suit that is like fitted for me. I think that would make a difference for me to like go to like formal
Get some
stuff.
of that tailor-made bespoke.
I think for your wedding. So right. So going back to like interviews, for me, I had my interview with the Archdiocese of Hamilton today. Nice. And I was even telling them about like the podcast. They're like, "Oh, you do a podcast? We're gonna listen in." I was like, "Yeah, go ahead. Welcome. We're gonna talk about you." Yeah.
Welcome.
But what was cool about that interview is that they didn't really ask me a lot of, I guess, professional questions, because I think they could really see that in my resume and my cover letter. A lot of the questions they asked me were like personal, deep questions. Okay. Like I remember one of the questions, and I was just telling Andre this over dinner, was that like they asked me like, name a person who's better than you at something that you're good at.
Right.
I was like,
that's just it's like a twister there, right?
I was like, who asked this question at an interview? And the person that I brought up was Andre. Because when we were first like missionaries, like I've already done like a couple like speaking things, and so we would practice together, and Andre was very affirming of like people's talents, and he was affirming me of like my growth as well. But he was always hard on himself. Like whenever
you remember, eh?
Yeah, no, because we practice a lot, and he was always a stickler on himself, because like he kind of sometimes compared himself to like how the other teammates were doing, and he was like, "Okay, I need to get better. I need to clean up this. I need to make sure that I pause." And he was always like perfecting his craft. Yeah, right. But me, I had that natural talent because I just grew up with it. Yeah, and so I was telling them in the interview that after a while, because of Andre's hard work, he actually ended up becoming better than me in speaking ministry. And I was like, how could I let this guy overrun me? Like I need to.
Yo, it's not a competition, bro.
No, but I was actually watching a video of like Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant and their friendship. And they were saying like, Tracy McGrady had the natural talent, but Kobe had the work ethic. So they learned off each other. At least Tracy McGrady learned from Kobe, like, "Yo, this guy's grinding. Like I need to grind too." And so like when I saw you getting better, and like, like I felt like your talks were better than mine, I was like, "Yo, I need to perfect my craft. I need to be better." So like because you were getting better, I wanted to get better too. And so because of our friendship, like it was just so good. Yeah. So they're like, "Oh, nice. That's actually a really good story." So like, the questions that they asked me, they were all like reflection questions. Really? Yeah. I was like, how do you want me to?
Like you could have taken them all to adoration.
Yeah, right? And like written them down and given it to them. Bit, eh? Yeah. Like one of them was like, what is the hardest thing that you ever worked for in your life? Wow. I was like, you want me to reflect on my whole, like, what? What?
Oh yeah. These aren't like everyday questions that are like, percolating around there.
So like, how would you answer that? Like, what is the hardest thing you ever done in your life?
Man, first thing that comes to mind is probably the race car that I built at college. Yeah, put in with the team, with a great team, with like one of the best group of guys. Yeah, we put in like, I think it was like 3.5 years of work.
Wow. To 3.5 years.
Yeah.
And you were the driver?
Yeah, I was the driver. Started the team, did a lot of design, a lot of manufacturing and testing and driving.
Yeah. What place did you guys place in?
It was so the event itself
Provincials.
had it wasn't I guess it was national because it was the only it's the only at the time and even now I think the only event that's up in Canada.
I like that smile on your face when national. He said nationals. He cracked a little smile there.
It's like, nah, I don't do regionals.
Yeah, I don't do
Regionals.
regionals.
Yeah. This ain't no semifinals.
Honestly, we didn't do too great. I personally did really good in acceleration though. I mean, collectively,
I
like
actually noticed that when I drive with you,
yeah.
you accelerate like you're you're like brakes.
He's on the front foot.
Yeah, man. I'm like
offense.
I'm like,
I do. I love driving. I enjoy driving. But we got 11th out of 30 teams.
Ooh.
And we had a really heavy car too. We had like a 700-pound car. The other cars were like 400 pounds.
Oh, dude, you did that with a 700-pound car?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I think we did some calculations after. It was like a 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds or something like that. So yeah, no, that was like that project was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done because just the amount of time that went into it.
Yeah. And how about
struggling? Yeah.
And then how about you, Andre?
Man.
What's the hardest thing you've ever worked for in your life?
Regen. Hands down. Yeah.
Explain.
How can I put it? I'll put it simply. It's the best 2 years of my life, but the hardest 2 years, man. Because you're not only grinding mentally, but spiritually, like physically, like you're getting stretched in every direction, right?
Yeah.
And you are constantly being stretched and asked to grow so that you'll be able to go out there and give more, right, to the kids. So, and the only way you can give more is by investing more in your relationship with the Father, right? So that was I don't know. I grew a lot. Like
What a lesson for life, though, eh?
Yo, man,
Truly.
Honestly, community was one of the hardest things. Like, that ain't easy, man. Working with the same people, eating with the same people, praying with the same people. Mm-hmm. The only time I didn't see these guys was when I would sleep at night, and even then I would still might dream about a couple of them, right? Like, yeah.
Well,
like,
in the beginning, you'd see me because we shared the same room.
I saw all phases of this man. All phases of this man. Yeah.
We were on two different teams, but we would always be together. But yeah.
You know one thing I noticed about AJ? When he is in a big group, like the energy is just like he's just getting like extra like power charge.
Does he have
like,
take
just
control
charging up, right? But when the group shrinks, when it becomes like smaller, like the energy like dissipates.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I noticed that. that.
One of the questions that they asked me is like, describe your personality, and I forgot even what I said, but it was like a big word that I didn't even know.
Wait, what was it?
Rambunctious.
Rambunctious.
I'm like, I'm a rambunctious person, and they're like,
I don't even know what that means.
I don't even know what it means, but I felt like it suited me. So
uncontrollably exuberant, boisterous.
Yeah, and I said like my friends would say that I have a big personality,
noisy, energetic, and cheerful. Yeah.
So I'm a joyful person.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
That was accurate. Yeah.
Holy Spirit came through there.
Yeah, so praise God.
Yeah.
Yo, Ken, what would you say about your personality, bro?
I don't know, man. I struggle. I struggle to talk about myself. I think. Like,
what
about
would
my
you say about it?
Yo, I want to say, two words are coming to my mind: smooth and kind of funky. Too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
smooth and funky.
like smooth and funky.
Where,
like a little, but the funk is like you're a little different from other people.
Okay.
Like in the way you like speak and all that. Like it like. You're like jazz, man. Like it's
nice.
like I don't know, like this melody of like
Yeah.
Yo, that's thanks,
you
man.
get better with age.
Yeah, definitely.
Lord knows, yeah.
Lord
knows.
He is still single, so
yeah. Jesus, okay, this is not the Single Ken podcast, eh? I feel like we dropped that like every episode.
Couple times we've heard that. Like,
single update. All right, we cleared that.
Yeah, so
you too, right, AJ?
Yes, I am single. So, I think another question that they asked, and I think something that I'd like to ask you guys.
Yeah.
Like, why should we hire you? They asked me at the end. And I was like, oh, that's a big question right there. Why should we hire you?
Yeah. I'd probably struggle with that one if that caught me off guard. Because this is something I'm actually going to be dealing with sort of soon because I'm going to be done school and interviewing for jobs.
Yeah.
But like I find I have such a problem talking about myself and like, sorry, not talking
in
about
a
myself,
positive way. I feel like you have a tough time talking about himself in a positive way.
Why?
I don't know. I think I've always been. I probably need some inner healing.
So let me ask you this:
maybe it's just false humility.
Yeah.
But when people give you compliments, do you struggle with that?
I don't know how to respond at times. I'll be like, "Oh, thanks a lot." But like,
at least he said thanks.
And I think it's because like just
you're better than me, man. I want to jump in a hole and like
as a kid. No, but no. I used to be like that. I'm like, I don't know how to deal with this, right? Because I just didn't get that. Like that affirmation as a kid, from the parents.
That's some insight.
Not that they didn't,
or
don't have those feelings about me, right? Like, but it just wasn't expressed. I think as often as one would need to be comfortable with taking compliments, right? Because then, and you know what, I'm very good with telling people, like
affirming others.
Yeah, no, I'm working on that too. But I don't know.
You don't affirm others?
No, I do.
AJ's like, what?
No, I do. It's just not. I don't go overboard with that. Because it's something like it is a new thing in my life, right? It's not something that I grew up with. As a kid,
I don't like sugar.
Yeah,
like people give it to me like right on the point. I don't need any extra sugar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, tell me the truth. Yeah, I like that.
I'm in the mindset of like, don't boost. Be honest, right?
Yeah. But also, Andre has a hard time receiving compliments.
Oh, you know it, bro.
Yeah. For me, I have a hard time receiving criticism. And that's what I said in my interview. I need to be more okay when plans change. And I also need to be better. Because like one of the questions was like, what is your biggest weakness? And I'm like, well, my strengths are my weaknesses at the same time. They're like, we just want bare weakness. I was like, oh my gosh.
You were honest with that one though.
Yeah.
When you said when plans change.
Yeah, that's for real, man.
Ken, as we've journeyed with AJ, this is the one we've realized. When plans change, reach out to our guy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Actually, today, today's February 13th, and we weren't supposed to podcast today. And Andre sent that message like, when was it? Like last night, right? Like
late,
like 11
before I went to sleep.
And I was like,
I'd have to wake up like 6 hours later for my interview.
I was like, oh no, how's AJ gonna take this one? He wants to push it up a day, but I think you're getting closer to like towards the flexible style of life, man, which is great.
Because I know that you guys love me and you guys are looking out for me as well. So like I trust that. And so like you're smoothing me out. And I'm more receptive to that love now. So yeah.
No, we're good. Yeah, we made it.
So why should we hire you, Andre?
What's the job, bro?
Kingdom Made.
Ooh. Yo, there is nothing I am more passionate about in the world than faith and men. Like I want to win souls for Christ, man.
Amen,
but more than that, it's all about biggest crisis in our time is manhood. So let's stop being firefighters, right? Like enough of like putting out fires. But big ups to those people that do put out fires.
Yeah,
because they are needed. But I'm saying like let's get to the root of the problem today.
Yeah,
and let's pull it out, man. Yo, can you imagine a world where men are being men? Like where
real men.
Like real men.
Authentic to what they were called to.
Yeah. That will be wild. Yo, I want to envision a world where we don't need Kingdom Made anymore. We don't need Regen. We don't need the Sisters of Life. Why? Yeah. Because the men are being their men and playing their roles, man. Yeah. That's my dream, man. Yeah.
But they will only know that if they go to the source, which is Christ himself.
No doubt.
Who shows us what true, authentic masculinity is.
Yeah. All right. You're hired, eh?
Oh.
Yeah. For me, I felt like what I said was like, why would you hire me? I'm like, well, I think I'm great. And then I went on to saying that like I just went to a talk that said like, would you date yourself? And we'll talk about that later. But it kind of went to the same framework with like that